Okay, hello everyone. I think we are live now. So welcome to our next section. I'm here with Pierre Maestre from Simplylive, and we would like to talk you more about the Simplylive live production operation from anywhere with a single platform for local, remote, and cloud operation. So let me get started. I will share my screen. I hope you can see it now. So how Broadcast Solution and Simplylive started cooperation. So this goes back to early 2018 when we had the interesting project with the Finnish Ice Hockey League, where we were building the remote production facility in Helsinki, covering the whole Finnish National Ice Hockey League, which can have at maximum 7 games simultaneously. So with Simplylive, we decided to build a centralized video referee hub, which is called a situation room, and that will include still 7 RefBox servers with 8 camera inputs each, and 4 clients, master clients for 1 video referee operators who is operating 2 games at the same time. And then we have in this setup 7 slave software clients on each venue to which video referees from the situation room can send videos over IP connections to be checked for the decision-making purposes. And here on the photo, you can see a shot from the situation room where the referees are chatting. And then in addition to this video referee service from Simplylive, we also are using Simplylive's super slow motion servers, 2 of them in this production setup. But Pierre, would you like to say a few words and look a little bit more in details about the setup?
Yes, absolutely, Antti, and thank you for the invite today. So basically, when Stream Team wanted to create that remote production hub, the requirements were very collaborative already. They wanted to be able to manage the video in their remote production hub, being able to review all the camera angle in sync to see the different situation and so on, but also sharing this content real time to the local referee sitting on the ice rink. So it was already a very collaborative workflow. But the key things here is the content were coming through contribution feed on fiber with a data network as well. So between the stadium and the production hub, it was basically fiber data, a very traditional setup, I would say, which is very efficient, obviously, but it requires some good bandwidth and high quality network between both sides. It was here on the drawing is just one setup, but as you say, there was multiple setup. Basically, we had 7 servers and multiple clients accessing this server. So as you said, it was not a one-to-one server and client. There were only 4 clients, but these 4 client application could connect to any of the server at any time. Let's imagine that one client crash or fail due to hardware failure. Any kind of clients can take the control of any server. So this is something very useful. You see on your left, there were also a centralized server, a storage where we could send all the situation that needs to be backup. So today I will use this drawing and this project as a starting point and see how our latest development can improve or change the way they have done it. So as a quick reminder first, maybe about the ViBox platform on its own, the architecture is based on 3 layers. The first one is obviously the hardware layers. This is the computer where you do the processing, computer hosting a GPU because our technology leverage GPU. And basically you select this hardware depending the density of channel and the amount of security you want. Some of the model have 4, 8, 16 channels. Some of them has redundant power supplies and rates. Some other has not. So basically you can scale and choose your hardware depending your needs. Then on the top of this hardware, we run the command backend software. This is the software that does all the processing, recording, playout, slow motion, graphic downstream keying, audio control. Everything is done on this set of, let's say, microservices that run on the backend. And then you have the final layer, which is the applicative layers, which is basically the GUI, the way this is the client where the user we use to do something. And we have several family. We have one family, which is all-in-one family, where you can do the vision mixer, graphics, and replay. So let's say all-in-one, a one-man show operator system. Then we have the slow motion, highlight, and replay dedicated client, the ViBox Slow-Mo. We have the review-only system for sports federation, clubs, medicals, and so on, which is the RefBox, which was used here in the Liga with Stream Team. And then we have a couple of other clients to ensure recording, streaming, backupping, etc., to integrate with the rest of the world. So quickly, I can show you a typical simple example of the ViBox platform. Here with one server, a ViBox 8 or a ViBox 16, which is ingesting multiple camera with embedded audio and do the playout as well. And we connect to an external audio mixer if you want to add analog audio sources, or if you want to do specific audio mix down, we integrate seamlessly with external audio mixer. Then we take external graphic sources. So we take CGs and input with the NDI signal. And here we have 3 clients. So 3 clients are connected to one server. One is the director position, and the 2 other one are a replay operator. So typically, they can share the work during the production. So to come back on our drawing, the first one, we see how we can scape and scale with new feature. So it was like this, and we can turn it this way. So let's imagine now that in addition to the referee operation, they want to start making the program and do the TV production. They can simply, based on the same server, just adding 2 clients, one for the director and one for the replay operator. So there would be 2 different ways to use the system. The first one would be still the RefBox for the referee interacting with the referee next in the stadium, and then you will have a director and operator using the same footage without having to duplicate the server. So with one server, you serve 2 main, let's say, goal: operation and referee review.
What about, Pierre, then the formats? What kind of formats you are, if you have a multiple formats? So.
Yes, absolutely. So here you see the server is handling HD SDI, but we have many formats, obviously. Here I just leave the SDI as 8 inputs. So how do we broadcast the output? I just put an NDI output, for example, and I added a graphic CG as an NDI input for the system. So basically, the system can handle on the input side multiple formats, either SDI or either 2110, and a lot of other IP format like TS-UDP or SRT or RTMP, NDI, and NDI-HX. So in addition to the SDI and 2110, you have all these different flavor. On the output, you have also HLS, RTMP, SRT, TS-UDP. So we have multiple capabilities. And in terms of format and scalability, here on this schematics, we added a second ViBox. And this second ViBox, I especially take a 2110 one, which we can plug on the same production network. So the two ViBox, the first one is still running SDI, and the second one is running 2110. We link them to a production network, and that means at that time, all the resources, the input and the output, can be controlled and viewed by any of the operator on the client network. So we seamlessly provide a way to access to all the clips, all the camera, all the record trains, and all the playlists all together to the different operator. They can just organize the layout of what they see depending what they're going to do during the production. So if they suddenly, you can link multiple server, like 10 server of 8 input, it made 80 input. They can sort out in specific layer to only see what they're going to use. And another very interesting point here is that you can think about using this hybrid SDI and 2110 architectures when you can start your project with a couple of SDI only ViBox. And if you start to acquire some 2110 equipment or needs to deliver the signal in 2110, and if you have your gravity center of production going from SDI to HDR, you can invest and you can link them as you grow.
Okay, and one question, Pierre. So I have also understood that you have this so-called super server that you can also put in a future servers together as a through the network, and then creating even the bigger. So you can use
Yes.
in this example, for example, 14 inputs and use that as a one server, right?
So this capability of putting a server together to create a super server allows us to manage, I think it's a 512 camera. So you can link together, you can network ViBox server to create, let's say, a super server up to 512 camera. And this server can be different flavor, SDI 2110, but also HD or 4K. And we do the automatic up and down conversion on the output. It's going to be the same with the SDR and HDR. I was looking at the webinar from Fabrics earlier today, talking about HDR. So we are currently developing that SDR, HDR seamless switching on each of the servers. So that means that you will have a total transparency for the operator, loading, queuing, mixing, putting element in playlist, and doing the broadcast of any sources, HD, 4K, SDR on HDR.
Okay, that sounds good. Then let's move on a little bit and look at how then you can be the location independent and how to, especially in these times with COVID-19, how look.
We have multiple ways to do so. First of all, if you have your equipment spread over several hobby or several facilities to create this big network of resources, first you can use the global network between the facility. For example, this server can be in 2 different hobby van with just a 10 gigi together, linked together, or this could be two distant facility with a fiber interconnected. In this way, on each location, you can have the server, but also client people operating the system, and you can swap their role whenever you want. So it's location transparent topology, and you can put the server anywhere you want. In this case, is still a control network, or is still a high quality network, like a LAN, like a fiber with very low latency and so on. But we know that nowadays, between a facility and stadiums and home, there's not yet fiber in every country, or it costs a lot of money. So we decide to improve our offering to cope with such distant production needs. So basically, we come with this UI gateway, which is a product that you plug into your network next to the server. And this gateway allows to move away the clients from the server area, but not across the LAN, but across a WAN, across unpredictable network like internet. So using a traditional XDSL kind of gateway at home to get your internet at home, you have now the capabilities to access the server from home and do the operation from home or for any kind of office. So that's the first step for us, is to provide this UI gateway, which was used by a couple of customers last March when we introduced the product right on time with the first lockdown crisis. And basically it turns that a lot of production could continue to happen while keeping the server in the OB van or just a fly case and move the operator at home.
This is exactly the case, Pierre, also in this Finnish ice hockey and referee case. So in terms of the situation room for video referees and supervisor needs to sit in the one room, but with all the current distancing measures and safety precaution, they could be also at home. So this is what UI Gateway is offering for this specific case, what we are showing here as an example, right?
Yes. So, and on the next slide, you will see that now we are working on the next step, which is the venue gateway. And then the difference will be for the ingest of the feed. If you will want to have access to all your feed through the WAN and internet and not a dedicated fiber and a traditional contribution line, then with the venue gateway, we will ensure the encoding in low latency, high quality video flavor that we can transmit to the server in SRT over the internet, and taking care about the local needs about managing AES67 audio or Dante audio. Send the feedback also with the tally and with the intercom. So basically that box will be a bridge between the ViBox server and the venue, and it will replace the need for a very large bandwidth to do the signal acquisition.
So this is already very much close to the model that when you go fully to the cloud. So
exactly, and that's exactly what we are doing already today. Basically, we have qualified all the different software that we have, the client, the backend, audio mixing, and so on, and we have fully qualified that either for private data center, but also for public data center. So we are fully compatible with Amazon Web Services today, and we can already provide all the different clients using the ViBox Cloud. The only thing that we don't have, it's still under development, is that venue gateway. But in the meantime, we can already provide that services leveraging third-party product, which can encode the camera in SRT, for example. Something which is really important talking about that UI gateway and that ViBox Cloud, we work hard to provide the exactly same level of performances and features. So we don't do any compromise in any features that we have in the ViBox today using the UI gateway and the cloud. This is really important for us to keep a very reactive system, flexible with low latency. And we want the operator that browse and that manage the replay to be as in the truck when they work from home.
Okay, thanks, Pierre. I think that was our last slide. So I just, let's see whether we have any questions or in chat. At the moment, I cannot see any, but here, so then we can close here. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone watching this, and thanks, Pierre, for joining us here, explaining in more details. And if you have any questions or you are interested in private demo, private meeting, please contact me or peer, and we are ready to do demo what actually I have learned that you are doing or we are doing all the time remotely. So we have everything ready so we can demonstrate the system.
Thank you, Antti.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks.